So it's extremely important when you are a kennel assistant or doing any hands-on with our animals that you know how to read a kennel card. Or even if you are hands-off and a member of the public asks you a question about one of our dogs, there is a ton of information on our kennel cards where you can usually answer their question right there. Or you can say, I don't know, but let me find out. And then you can either look it up in the computer or find another volunteer staff member that can answer that question. But as a new volunteer, there's only one kind of dog that you can take out. And it has to have two very specific things on the kennel card. Number one, it has to say adoptable. If it does not have the word adoptable, you cannot take that dog out. And it has to have a 1 at the very top right-hand corner. Those are our levels. Our dogs are given levels, and so are our volunteers to keep everybody safe. As a new volunteer, you are a level 1, meaning that you handle our level 1 dogs. These dogs did usually great with other dogs. They're good on a leash. They're easy coming out of their kennel and going back into their kennel. So we want to keep you safe, keep them safe, keep the public safe. So it's very, very, very important that we make sure that it says adoptable and there is a 1 up there. If it says adoptable and there's a 2 in the corner, please don't take that dog out until you are a level 2 volunteer. We have to make sure that you are safe and the dogs are safe and the members of the public are safe. So as long as it says adoptable and a 2, please do not touch that animal or take that animal out until you have become a level 2 volunteer. Adoptable in level 3. Again, there's only a few level 3 volunteers here, and they are able to handle dogs that still need to be assessed, that we don't know anything about, and so it's a high level that can be dangerous. So do not, please, please, please take a level 3 out until you are that level. Then there's adoptable and SO. SO means staff only. Please, unless you are a staff member, do not take that animal out. There's a good reason why they're staff only at that moment, and we are just trying to protect you and the dog and members of the public. So it is, please, I say this a lot in my orientations, and people still go out there and they'll take out a dog that they're not supposed to, and it doesn't always go well. So I just ask you to please, please focus when you go into a building. Look at the kennel card and make sure that it is a dog that you can pull. And then, even better, is going to read the notes on that dog to make sure that it is a dog that doesn't have any behaviors. Maybe they do pull a little bit on the leash and that's not something you're comfortable with. So reading their notes, you'll learn that process on your buddy day is extremely important. Also on our kennel cards, you'll be able to see how old they are, their A number, which is like their social security number here. So it's an animal ID, but we refer to it as an A number. You can also see the breed, the sex. If it says neutered male or spayed female, it just means that they've had surgery and can no longer have babies. If it says male or female, then that means they have not had surgery yet. Because a lot of times people are like, can I take this dog home today? So you can look at that. Or it'll say, I have already been altered and can go home today. Or it will say, I need to be altered. And I don't think I have an example of that. Like, I still need to be altered and can't go home today. So it's a lot of people, they'll see that they can't take the dog home that day and they will move on. So it is important before they go through the whole process of meeting the dog that they know whether or not that animal is spayed or neutered. Also, you can see their intake type. If they came in as a stray, a bite dog, a court hold dog, maybe they came back through a foster home. There's a lot of, what is another one? Owner surrenders. We also have those, and you'll be able to see that on there as well. Owner surrender means that we will oftentimes have previous owner notes. So it is important if you do see that. There could be extra notes that we know about that dog. And we have our intake date. That's the date that they came into our care. And then we have the legal hold ends. You will get this question a lot from the public. They're going to want to know when that dog is available. So if you look at the legal hold ends, it will tell you the exact date and time that that dog will be available. So for instance, Bowie here was available on July 2nd at 9:08 a.m. We open every day at 11, so at exactly 11 a.m. on July 2nd, Bowie became available for adoption. Had it been 12:22, then Bowie would have been available at exactly 12:22. And for a lot of our highly adoptable dogs, they end up doing lotteries. And unfortunately, as volunteers, we don't get special privileges. So if there's a lottery, you'll be mixed in with the general population as well. There are other examples of when you are not able to take a dog out. And for some reason, it can get confusing. Please know, if it says, "I am a stray looking for my owner," that dog is not available. It's still in stray hold. We probably have not done a behavior assessment yet. So please just make sure that you do not take an animal out if it still says, "I'm a stray looking for my owner." It could be that they're here for animal aggression or human aggression. So if you take the dog out and it attacks you, then it's a hard pill to swallow when it wasn't an adoptable or a level 1. And you're putting that dog in danger. Bite quarantine. So we will hold, if a dog bites a human and it breaks skin, it's considered a bite dog. And if it's reported to county, we will hold that dog for 10 days. After 10 days, the vet will look over the dog and see if it has any symptoms of rabies and either clear the dog as healthy or they'll continue the process if the dog is showing any signs of rabies. We hold them for, again, like I said, for 10 days. So that dog is not available to be seen, to be taken out, to be walked. Really, please don't take out a bite quarantine dog. It's just not a good choice. So they're here for a reason. They need to be monitored, and they're not deemed safe until the behavior team has also had a chance to look them over. Then we will sometimes have blank cards. So it will still say, "I am available for foster." They all say that, so it doesn't make any difference if it says that. If it is blank, please don't take out that dog. There's a reason that this dog is on a kennel status is clinic. So the reason this dog is an adoptable is because it is currently being cared for by clinic. So we're not able to take a dog out. It's all under clinic's care, and they're taking care of that animal. And just for a more solid example, "I'm a stray looking for my owner." Please don't take these dogs out. So just to make sure that we're all on the same page, it has to say adoptable and be a level 1 in order for a new volunteer to be able to remove that animal from their kennel.